All right, so another poker story. So this took place around 7 to 8 years ago. The reason why it was such an interesting night, it was the night before my first ever profitable no limit hold'em class, which I taught at the Houston Street Y in the city. And I was at the Tropicana because I was attending a t-shirt conference. It was at that time I wanted to start a t-shirt company. I was attending a t-shirt conference. And I decided, I was very tired, and I couldn't sleep, so I decided to play some 1-2, right? So at that time, I hadn't played 1-2 in quite a bit of time, so I was kind of just sitting there and having a good time. And I was playing next, it was a very friendly, talkative table, and I was playing next to this guy, and me and him were really having like a great conversation, and we were just, every once in a while, you kind of just, you strike it with somebody at the table, and they're the good conversation, you're having a talk. So me and him are talking, pretty much ignoring the rest of the table. And I get into a hand with him. So I get into a hand with him. I don't remember exactly the dynamics of it, but I remember I had ace jack, and I remember that he was beat, right? So on the river, like, I go like this to him. I show him the ace jack, and he goes, "You got me beat." And then I turn my cards over. Like, I show him, and I turn them like this, and I muck, right? And as soon as the cards left my hand, I was like, what the hell did I just do? So then the whole table starts giving me a lecture about poker. Like, oh, son, you don't know. Like, you have to show your cards in order to win. You can't show it to the other player. You have to show it to your card. And it was this whole thing. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening, because tomorrow I'm about to teach a class called Profitable Limit Hold'em. So it was kind of embarrassing. I was super tired. I don't think I've ever made that mistake again in my entire life. And it was so funny that I made that mistake right before I took a class. So anyways, as I show the guy my hand and I muck, the guy is like, he had the best hand. So the guy is like, he wins. But the dealer is like, sir, I can't. I have to give you the chips. So the guy gives all the chips. The dealer gives all the chips to the guy, and the guy just passes it right to me. And he's like, I saw it. Don't worry about it. And this wasn't, I don't know how much. I mean, it wasn't a lot of money. It was probably like, at the time, maybe at 1-2 it was a lot. I think it was like $120 or $130 or whatever. And I was like, holy shit, like, that was like a really nice thing to do. He's like, nah, man, don't worry about it. I think I might have tossed like 25. I tossed some chips at him, and he wouldn't take it. I was like, at least he's like, no, you deserve to win. You win. And it's funny because I made the promise to myself that no matter what stakes, no matter what happened, no matter what the context was, I obviously couldn't do that in a tournament, so it'd have to be a cash game, then I would pay it forward, and at one point I would do that to someone else. And it's never happened, but I've made a promise that I would do it to someone else at some point. I'm just hoping that it's not like, some really high stakes and it's like a 5, because I did give my word in my head. I wanted to give that back to someone, that little mistake, that he deserved to win the hand. It was just a simple little bullshit. And, to be honest, like, if you're playing professionally, or if you're, you don't do that, you probably, you take every advantage that you can, and you're like, all right. But, at this point, it's not like I'm grinding at a poker table every day or anything like that. So eventually, at some point, I will pay it forward. I'm interested to know, like, what stories do you guys have in terms of like weird, like where etiquette has been violated, or where these like random acts of kindness happen at the poker table? I'm always interested in the stories that happen at poker. I think people have misconceptions of what the dynamics or what occurs at poker tables. And, sometimes there's some pretty cool stuff. So any questions, any comments, more importantly, I want stories from you. Please answer below. I haven't been good at answering comments because I'm still catching up from work from I'm sick, but I'll bang it out probably in the next 2 days. I'll go by and answer all the comments. So hope you enjoyed my little poker story, and maybe you'll be the person that I'm sitting at the table with, and you could be like, man, you said you promised on that video, and I'll have to push over, hopefully, a substantial amount of chips to you. Anyways, thanks for watching. Schoolcards.com/sign up as always. That's about it.